president, Brack for president, Brack for president, Brack for president.
Hello.
You like Brack, I like Brack, everybody likes Brack.
Brack's my name, and that's what it is.
Hang out the banners, beat the drum. We'll take Brack to Washington.
Brack for president,
Brack for president, Brack for president, Brack for president.
We don't want Bud or Fred or Phooey. Let's do the big job right.
Big job.
So get in step with the guy that's hep. Get in step with Brack.
Get in line, baby.
You like Brack, I like Brack, everybody likes Brack.
Oh boy.
Hang out the banners, beat the drum. We'll take Brack to Washington. We'll take Brack to Washington.
D.C., not the state. A vote for Brack is a vote for beans every day. Good, gassy, comedy, good beans. Doogity-doo.
Of all the sports in the world, there's only one with falling anvils, penceless pigs, and kung fu canines. The Big Game. Join us as we remember it all in a special documentary, The Big Game, A Look Back. Coming up next.
Get ready. It's time now for Cartoon Network's exclusive coverage of the Big Game 28. Coming up, it's a pre-pregame marathon of the Roadrunner and Coyote's biggest matchups from the past season. Then it's the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show with Lynn Dawson, Chris Collinsworth, Nick Bonaconti, and Jerry Glanville, taking us right up to the Big Game 28 with John Madden and Pat Summerall. But now, a special encore presentation of the Big Game, A Look Back.
This program brought to you by Cheetos Flamin' Hot. Dangerously hot.
Two competitors, one goal, the championship trophy. Who will claim victory? Tune in live to the Big Game 28, the Roadrunner versus Coyote, tonight at 6:30 on Cartoon Network.
From a doodle on a castor oil bottle in 1882 to a 100,000-seat stadium with 3.2 billion viewers worldwide, Big Game has sure come a long way, baby. Let me leave you with a rather profound thought from the father of the Big Game, Mr. Foghorn Leghorn. The Big Game, Foghorn says, could be the game for the 2000s. You drop a piano on Elmer Fudd, it's no big deal. You drop a piano on Keyshawn Johnson, I got news for you, friend. He ain't getting up. Prophetic words from a visionary rooster. I'm Jim Huber. Thanks for watching The Big Game, A Look Back. We'll see you next year. And don't forget to watch Big Game 28, Roadrunner versus Coyote, right here on Cartoon Network. Good night, everybody.
I wish I'd have been there. I wish I'd have been during those times. I wish I could have had a piece of that. I wish I could have grabbed it and put it in a little box.
I really wanted to join Lynn and the boys on this one. And also, this is the 1 week all year where I'm not hosting some sort of human freak show.
Well, sure.
The big day is here, the classic cartoon confrontation. One side, a carnivorous coyote of the West, the other a skinny purple bird. Don't miss the Roadrunner versus Coyote in the Cartoon Network sports presentation of The Big Game. Coming up next, only on Cartoon Network.
Movie deals, commercials. I play a mummy on Buffy. America wouldn't be America without the Big Game. It would be more like Soviet Russia. You remember Soviet Russia?
Coming up next, it's the Big Game 28, the Roadrunner versus Coyote, followed by the Acme Hour on Cartoon Network.
Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. We need you to save the day. The day before Valentine's Day. You see, Cartoon Network's gonna show your show from noon until 8, including a brand new show at 7. And with all that love, it's gonna feel like heaven. Watch the Powerpuff Girls Love Thing, Sunday, February 13th at noon on Cartoon Network. Because it's all about the love.
The 1999 season has passed, and two competitors remain to battle for the title of champion in the Big Game 28, the Roadrunner versus Coyote. Join us for a marathon of past season Roadrunner and Coyote game films, followed by Len Dawson, Chris Collinsworth, Nick Bonacotti, and Jerry Glanville, live in the studio with special guests for the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show. Then it's the Big Game 28 with John Madden and Pat Summerall calling the action. The Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote, who will claim victory? Tune in live to the Big Game 28 next on Cartoon Network. Two competitors, one goal, the championship trophy. Who will claim victory? Tune in live to the Big Game 28, the Roadrunner versus Coyote, next on Cartoon Network. You're watching Cartoon Network's exclusive coverage of the Big Game 28. Coming up, it's the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show with Len Dawson, Chris Collinsworth, Nick Bonacotti, and Jerry Glanville. Then it's off to Chuck Jones Stadium for the Big Game 28 with John Madden and Pat Summerall. But first, a marathon look at the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote's biggest matchups of the season. Get ready. The Big Game pregame show starts now. You're watching Cartoon Network's extensive pregame coverage of Roadrunner vs. Coyote, the Big Game 28, here on Cartoon Network. This portion of the Big Game 28 pregame show is brought to you by Spinach. Get strong to the finish. Eat spinach. We'll be back in a moment.
This program brought to you by Captain Crunch Cereal. Where's the captain?
You know you love the Powerpuff Girls. But do you know why? Why don't you find out? Watch the Powerpuff Girls Love Thing, Sunday, February 13th at noon on Cartoon Network. It's all about the love.
Voice the choice.
Bugs Bunny.
I'd like to support Popeyes.
Batman. Top Cat.
Chicken for president.
Voice the choice.
It's your right.
Vote in Cartoon Campaign 2000, March 5th through 9th. Voice the choice. It's your right.
Now, I am partial to Daffy Duck.
The crowds are beginning to arrive at Chuck Jones Stadium for Roadrunner vs. Coyote, the Big Game 28. Coming up, it's the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show with Len, Chris, Nick, and Jerry. But now, here's more of the best of the 99 season here on Cartoon Network. This portion of the Big Game 28 pregame show is brought to you by Quest Laboratories. Technology with fighting big robotic spiders in mind. We'll be back in a moment. It's been a long season, but it's finally game day. It's Roadrunner vs. Coyote, the Big Game 28. Coming up, it's the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show with Len, Chris, Nick, and Jerry. But now, here's more of the best of the 99 season here on Cartoon Network. This portion of the Big Game 28 pregame show is brought to you by Wayne Enterprises, proudly serving Gotham City and the world. We'll be back in a moment.
Voice the choice. It's your right.
Definitely have to go with Bugs Bunny.
I'd like to support Popeyes for president.
I like to throw my support to Batman. Top Cat.
Tom and Jerry's gonna be the pick right there.
The Roadrunner.
In the election, I'm going to vote for Top Cat.
For me, it's Elmer Fudd.
Chicken for president.
Daffy Duck.
Tasmanian Devil and Top Cat for sure.
Voice the choice.
Voice the choice.
It's your right.
Vote in Cartoon Campaign 2000, March 5th through 9th. Voice the choice. It's your right.
Now, I am partial to Daffy Duck.
The crowds are beginning to arrive at Chuck Jones Stadium for Roadrunner vs. Coyote, the Big Game 28. Coming up, it's the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show with Len, Chris, Nick, and Jerry. But now, here's more of the best of the 99 season here on Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Fridays. Friday at 7 on Cartoon Network.
Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. You're always flying off and saving the day. But for everybody here in Townsville, there's just one thing I want to say, and that's... we're gonna take the day before Valentine's Day to get to know you. That's right, I think we need that day so we can show you how much we love you. And not just any you saved our behinds from trouble sort of way either. I'm talking, we want to get to know the important stuff about you. Like, what do you love? What do you hate? What's your favorite color? And can you roller skate backwards? All that juicy stuff. So you go, girls, and you save the day before Valentine's Day. Because Cartoon Network's gonna show you a show from noon until 8, including a brand new show at 7. And with all that love, it's gonna feel like heaven. Watch the Powerpuff Girls Love Thing, Sunday, February 13th at noon on Cartoon Network.
Everybody loves Ed, and Eddie.
They're so dreamy. You look so suave. You're funny.
Jorks. Thank you, Ed, and Eddie. Monday at 8 on Cartoon Network.
Mr. Bravo?
Oh, man. Who said that?
Can I give you a hand?
No thanks, dog.
I'm a mole.
Hey, how about a swig of that pop pooch?
No, it's mine.
Oh, yeah.
It was mine. My soda.
Hey, dog. Cash.
I'm not a...
You're watching the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show right here on Cartoon Network. We'll return in a moment.
It seems like only yesterday when a single event brought millions of people together.
Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And as the world held its breath during the moon landing and proudly shed tears during the first steps, lives were changed forever because Bugs Bunny dared to reach for the stars. But that is just one part of Bugs Bunny's inspiring life. From his famous speech in the Senate on behalf of rabbit rights, to his service in the military in the name of freedom, and through his support of the fine arts, Bugs has showed us all how to be honorable and inspired people. I dream of a world built on honor and inspiration. I dream of a president like Bugs Bunny. So get out there and vote.
What is desire?
Desire? What's desire? I guess it's when you're really looking forward to something. You know, like Arbor Day. Desire? Desire makes you loopy. Loopy!
Pay attention here. Desire is the new shape of sexy. Get it?
What was the old shape?
All right, seriously now, just answer the question.
Gee, well, I like popcorn.
Go!
When I'm witches, baby.
I like go out of my head.
I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. All the things you're doing to me
And everything you said, even.
I just can't get enough.
I just can't get enough. We slip and slide as we fall in love.
And I just can't seem to get enough.
I just can't get enough.
I just can't get enough.
You're watching the Slate Rock and Quarry pregame show right here on Cartoon Network. We'll return in a moment.